Hi guys, it's Dan.
And Tyler.
This is the first podcast to the Mason Productions entity.
Yeah.
The podcast is going to be raw, uncut, so please excuse if we stumble or mix up our words or we say something. It's just going to be completely raw. We've got bullet points to what we want to discuss, but we actually haven't got anything scripted. So, is there anything you want to say to them before we...
I mean, yeah, like the purpose of these podcasts, I mean, we're going to do more in the future, but
Yes.
It's our way of portraying to you guys what we're going to be working on in the future, things like that, a little bit about us and different ideas we have to put forth in the business, so you guys have an idea, kind of an understanding of where
we want to be transparent, don't we?
Yeah.
So our idea is that we want to be really transparent, really want to have a connection with not just our clients but with people that view our work. So we want to be transparent in what we're relaying, and we want people to sort of buy into us as people, not just into our company. So yeah, so this is going to be completely raw, uncut. But the first thing that we want to do is we want to introduce ourselves. I'm Dan. I'm 22, and I've always been a creative person, very much like Tyler, and at the end of 2021 in December, I started Mason Productions and took the leap of faith, and I've been working really hard in the background to get certain things going, and as of sort of today officially, but we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago just before Christmas, Tyler has now officially joined the team and is now part of Mason Productions.
Yeah, I'm Tyler. I'm also 22. I've always had a creative flair. I mean, it's always been in the background, kind of a hobby type thing. I lent towards more academic sciences, things like that, but me and Dan both got to the point where we kind of discovered that our hobbies we wanted to make them more than hobbies, and we wanted to we thought the best idea, since we've known each other for so long, was to just go forward together in our own business and just see what we can make out of it, instead of planning to stick at a dead-end job and just not be happy. We wanted to take that leap to really be happy and fulfilled in ourselves.
So, something I've just thought about is I don't want people thinking that I try to take the limelight. I actually started the business and I kind of wanted to be a solo act. But then I realised that I've got friends who are also kind of wanting to be in the same industry as me. And with me and Tyler knowing each other since we was 4 years old, and we've been best friends ever since, instead of having Tyler as a competitor trying to do his own stuff, I thought we would actually be able to grow equally together. So it wasn't like we sat down and I went, we're going to have Mason Productions and that's the way that it is. It kind of was, I started the business and started it as a solo thing, and very quickly Tyler wanted to get on board and I wanted him to join on as well.
Yeah, it kind of flowed together in quite nicely, because Dan's always had more of a business background in terms of he know more of the details of things, of how things work, how things get set up. So he kind of in the background did that between himself. I wasn't really involved that much. It was more, well, actually, it was we was in the hot tub together, and he brought forth the idea officially. It's always been something we spoke about in the background of things, but he kind of announced it that this is the business, and I straight away jumped onto the idea because we both have enjoyed. We work really well together. Doesn't feel like work. That's the main thing. Like when we're doing things together, it kind of, and like when we went on the photography hunts and wildlife things like that, it was hours went by because it wasn't like we need to get these shots for work. It was just, this is just what we do. It's fun. It's enjoyable. And that's what we want things to be. We don't want things to be obviously there's going to be hustle and grind, but we want it to be a process where...
We want it to be enjoyable, because at the end of the day, we'd rather work for ourselves than work for somebody else in kind of the nicest possible way. Yeah. I did have an idea. Completely forgot what I was going to say. What I wanted to sort of touch on briefly was what sort of Tyler mentioned there about not finding it like work. And that's something that we both are quite happy with at the minute. We've got a nice balance between what we do and what we don't do. And I've remembered what I was going to say. I'll segue into that. So into doing what we want to do and what we don't want to do, I sort of specialise in photography, videography, and sort of stuff around more capturing the moment. Tyler can do it and he's amazing at it, but that's something that I specialise in. And I think it's only fair that you explain to that, because what you do is actually quite unique.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this is going to work so well.
I mean, it's kind of it's a nice balance, because me and Dan have our own fields, but we also merge together with things that we're both good at. I mean, photography is kind of a middle ground. That like Dan said, he's more the capture the moment type of person than I am, because I have more experience when it comes to digital art, and that's my kind of focus and field. Because when I got into the whole photography and graphic design type area and field, I discovered something known as compositing, which is a form of digital art or graphic design, if you will, where you take photos you've either taken or stock images off websites, and you layer them and build them with lighting and shadows and colours and like types of colour grading. You create your own piece out of different photos.
And I think it's only fair just for me to put in, we will pop photos of what Tyler's done somewhere in this film, just so that you guys can have a bit of a bigger understanding. But also, just to quickly put in a shameless plug, if you want to see his work, go check out his Instagram. It will be down in the description, and you can then actually see what he does and actually appreciate the work that he does. It'll be down in the description.
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing that it's one reason me and Dan are doing it so kind of organic and raw like this is, we're not professionals in terms of, we've not had years of experience of this. We're new to this kind of scene in terms of like...
I think in terms of everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of what I love about it is...
We're learning.
You guys are going to watch us grow. Like
100%.
In terms of ability-wise, like you'll be able to see my artwork improve massively over the coming years. You'll be able to see Daniel's videography and editing improve, as well as our own professional business standards and the work that we do. So it's kind of, we're laying this out to you guys, not just for you guys to grow with us, but to see, it's a kind of, what's it called? I forgot the time capsule in a sense.
Yeah, like we're capturing the moment, and it'll be nice in a couple of years' time for some of you who are watching now, or some people that have come back to this, to sort of see how far we've come from, what is it, the 22nd of January 2022, to see how far we've actually come. One of our next bullet points that I think is quite an important one, starting the business is quite straightforward in the sense of that you pay £12 to register it, you then get quite a lot of posts that you've got to filter through. But starting a business isn't necessarily difficult, it's just making sure that you have got a different name to somebody else and blah, 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 blah. The thing that I think is important is the equipment that you buy, and I think a lot of people will ask that question.
Yeah.
We bought our cameras personally pre the business. However, you can claim it back up to 5 years if you've kept the receipt. So that's just something that people can sort of go back and forth about. Buying the equipment that we've decided to go for, I went out and bought a Canon 2000D as an entry-level DSLR camera. The body doesn't do a great deal unless I'm going up 1,000 camera bodies to the Canon. I think there's a new Canon 5.
Yeah,
R5 out of something.
It's really good.
However, it's more about you as a creator and what you can make and get out of it. I then also went out a couple of weeks later and bought a Canon 200D, just so that what we're recording on now, just so that we can do. One, I wanted to get my videography at 60 frames without having to use a phone or something like that, and also just wanted to be able to document things at 60 frames. Tyler.
Well, I started out a little bit. I mean, I didn't go with the same brand as Canon. I went. My original camera when I first got into it was a Nikon 5000. Little bit lower down the scale. I mean, but like Dan was saying, it's you can tailor everything to your own budget. I mean, you can make amazing things out of. You don't necessarily need an amazing camera just to get a good shot. it's all about the experience, and sometimes you can find the best shots with the worst cameras. You know, it's obviously there's different specs that you'll have to consider when it comes to that. I mean, I'm looking at upgrading soon to a Canon 250D, which is the one up from the 200D, but can shoot in 4K. So it's kind of it works in a sense because we can bounce off each other's equipment.
So I think we decided quite early on that we was gonna stick with Canon, and the reason why we did that is Canon, I think, sort of holds a better reputation than Nikon. Is that kind of the right way to say it? I mean, in a professional sense.
I mean, as well.
It's all personal preference, obviously.
Yeah, we all had a preference over Canon, but I mean, one of the main reasons I wanted to move over to Canon was, over time when we're building our lenses and cameras and different equipment that we have at our disposal, it was going to be easier if we both had the same brand of camera that we can use each other's lenses. So it will save money over time and allow us to both, like, if I had a lens, for example, if I had like a 300mm to 700mm lens and Dan didn't have one of those, but he wanted to shoot, say, some nature photography for a certain brand, he could then use my lens without having to put any more money into it, rather than, you know, and it makes everything more malleable.
Yeah. If you can hear the dog barking, it's not my dog. But as we said, we're going to try and keep this uncut, raw and natural. So like I said, if you hear stuff like that, it's just the way that it's going to be, I'm afraid.
Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction.
No. I guess the next 2 points can kind of merge together is we've got partnering together and future plans / adventuring. And partnering together, for some people, partnering up with their best friend might not be what they want because they are worried that it will ruin the friendship or blah, blah, blah. We've been friends since we was 4, and I don't think anything can break that bond. We'll let you know in 10 years if we're still friends. But I think it's like the yin and yang.
Yeah.
Without a Tyler, some of the stuff that's going to happen in the business wouldn't be balanced, and without a Dan, there wouldn't be some things that happen. We both push each other and elevate each other and balance each other to work in a perfect harmony.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm quite excited to working together with my best friend. Gives us an excuse to actually just see each other more, really.
Oh yeah. Obviously we've got our own lives going on at the same
time. So it'll be nice to sort of have a joint thing and having something that we can actually call our baby and work together. I think one of the things that we want to plan quite early on this year, or early on in our sort of partnership and in our journey, is we want to sort of get away from where we live. Not as in move away, we want to do like a week or a weekend where we go to Scotland, Wales, or Peak District, Lake District. Then we take our cameras and we have a variety of different shots. Just to, go to a different location and shoot at different things. And also to give us that experience of how to shoot in different locations, because we're very adapted to where we live now. We can go, that needs that ISO, this, snap.
It's not,
brilliant.
Not just that as well, we want to have that variety of getting used to different backgrounds, different type of shots, different type of focuses. In terms of equipment as well, I thought we should mention, because I'm very excited about it.
Do you want to say at the same time? Like we're announcing a baby.
Alright, okay, go.
We've both got
a drone.
Drones.
Yes.
We've both got the DJI Mini 2.
Yeah.
I've got my licence.
Dan had it originally, was doing shots with it. He did a nice recording of the Lake District, which was really good for his first time. I mean, we're both new to it.
Peak District.
Let us say Lake District,
yeah.
You said that earlier. Peak District, sorry.
And then I also did one for my partner's dad, who owned his own company as a farming contractor. They can be checked out on my YouTube. I'm not really sure how to separate it. I think my YouTube's going to change into Dan Mason, and it will have all of my content on there, because it's currently simply being Dan. So we're actually going to change the way that my YouTube works a little bit to make it work with the new business. I guess the next thing to talk about, coming to sort of a natural close, is actually what you see now is the office.
Yes.
It's a small room.
Small.
So it's a small room in my house.
Small bedroom.
But we can announce that we're moving.
Yep.
Me and Tyler don't live together.
No. It's
me
more...
and my partner are moving to a different location. It's a farmhouse. The rooms are massive, lots of room, lots of yard space. So we'll document the journey. I think what we'll do is we'll probably take snippets and stuff, and then we've got at the start we want these podcasts to run monthly. I think.
Yeah.
So you'll hear it about it in February. The move isn't happening until March, but I think we're going to definitely get some of the ideas rolling, and hopefully we can bring you guys along with it.
Yeah,
is there anything that you want to?
I just want to talk a little bit about. I mean, in terms of our goals.
Yes, our goals.
Essentially, what we want to build is not only a community, but we want to build to the point where because essentially we both want to quit our day jobs because we both work full time, but having said that, it's not about the money. We're doing this for a passion. We're doing something that we love, and we're going into it together because
why not?
For lack of a better reason, I don't really know who else would be better to go into a business with than this man right here. So
and I think another point to touch on. My brain's got blank. The one thing to touch on, I guess, is that what I was going to say, I remembered now, is if you can turn your hobby into a job, your job no longer becomes a job.
Very well said.
So we're looking forward to sort of working on that as a partnership. I know my main goal with the photography and videography side is to take away that stigma and take away how hard it is to get photography good. I want to sort of move into the space where I make photography convenient for people. I do a lot of home shoots, I go to their location, blah, blah, blah. I want to make photography easy for people. I want to make my clients happy. I don't want it to be we've got to travel, da, 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 da. I want to work well with my clients to make sure that they have the best experience. And I think with Tyler, it's slightly different. I think he wants to make anybody's visions possible. If you, like I said, go check out his Instagram, you'll see. But some of the stuff is out of this world. It's nothing that will ever exist on this planet, but it existed in this little brain. So I think what we want to do is, if you've got artwork or anything that you want to get made, let us know. Let Tyler know, and we will create it. We want to make we want to make this whole experience easy for everybody involved. Yeah. We want to make it easy for us because we want to change the space and how things work. Yeah. We want to almost make a new business standard for the way that things are sort of dealt with. But we also want to make our clients' lives as easy as possible by making their dreams come true without it being too stressful. Yeah,
and that's why we don't want to limit ourselves. We don't want to limit ourselves to only a few things. Of course, we both have our strong points, things that we're more suited to, but this is a big learning process for us both. We both want to learn more about different fields of photography, different fields of digital art, graphic design. So it allows us to, whatever our clients want, whether it's a photo shoot, whether it's an artwork made, anything, me and Dan can have that capability to do whatever when it comes to that wide range of
And I also think it's fair to say that if there is something that you guys want making or are interested in making, give us a DM, email us.
Oh yeah,
we'll get back to you. You know, we may not be able to do it, but we'll bloody well try our hardest.
Oh yeah, like we said, it's a learning process. You guys can come up with any ideas, throw it our way, and we'll give it our best shot. Because that's how we're going to deal with things. We're not going to
shy away.
Oh no, we're not going to go. No, this is out of my depth. No, we're jumping headfirst into the deep end, as they say.
Yeah. So I guess it's welcome to episode 1. We should have probably said that at the beginning. Welcome to episode 1 of
The Beauty of Uncut.
Yeah. Episode 1. We haven't even fucking thought of a name.
Well, that's the beauty of it.
There we go. Welcome to episode 1, to the creation of this. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, wherever you're listening to this. Give us a thumbs up or anything, just an indication that you are happy.
Any thought? Yeah. Any thoughts? Any feedback? Because we need to learn from it as well. So any ideas you guys can put forth, any constructive criticism, we're open to it. And I hope you guys are willing to stick with us on our road to,
this.
I don't really know we don't really have an end goal.
We don't have an end goal.
It's more just we want to take you guys along with us on this journey, and we'll see what we can make out of it.
We'll see you guys in a month's time.
Peace.